makes that so hard to defend? Because I've seen it here before, like against Wake Forest back in the day. What makes that so challenging?
Obviously it holds the backers in a little bit longer. And, they were really gashing us with their power to the boundary. And, we got to clean up our fits defensively to stop the cutback. And so it's something offenses do to kind of hold the backers in, to open up the RPOs, and, they did a good job at it.
Okay. And then on the touchdown where they had the tight end wide open over the middle, what happened there?
Just misassignment, communication-wise. We were in a coverage where we typically lock the field, and so we should have somebody locked on.
Noah, usually you can smoke guys around the perimeter, but it seemed like they had two unblocked defenders, especially late in the game. Every time we ran jet sweep or option to the perimeter, what was making them, I guess, so tough to block that they were just flying to the balls?
I think they made some halftime adjustments, like with me and Dwayne and Kale going on those option pitches. They started to bring the guy who was guarding me like pretty wide. So I mean, it helped Dwayne get some yards, but they definitely adjusted for the option. They had somebody just super wide to where they weren't going to give that up. So yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Josh.
I'll go. Guys, for both of you, Seth Mendelson, Black Knight Nation, you got a whole season ahead of you. What'd you learn from today that you can take forward into K-State and beyond?
Yeah, I think, for the defense side of the ball, we made a lot of mistakes, a lot of film to learn about, to learn about our mistakes and fix those moving forward. So that's the positive side of this. But, ultimately it's a disappointment. But, we're going to get to Sunday and practice hard and, fix those things that we messed up out here and just get better for, the season ahead.
Yeah. Noah?
I'd say, just on the mental side of things, just continuing to bring energy and effort, when we do practice next. And, it brings me back to my sophomore year and we had a tough loss at ULM, and we ended up getting the CIC that year. So, it's obviously disappointing, like Kalib said, but it's just about how we can respond and try to improve.
Final question. Let's talk about them a little bit. They seem to be, they won last week 42-0. They beat you guys. They seem to be a little bit better than, I guess, a lot of us thought going into the season. Any comments about their team, their quarterback, their running backs, their defense?
I mean, ultimately, it's a good team in that league. I said earlier in the week, they could compete in the American, and obviously they did. I think they're a really good team. On film, they showed and proved that they could run the ball, and they did out here tonight. So, it's a good team.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Anyone else? Ken McMillan on Zoom.
Obviously a tough go, but what positives can you take out of this?
I'd say just, as a team, learning how to take a loss and not letting it tank the whole season. Obviously, there's 11 Saturdays guaranteed left, and I think it's gonna test our mental strength, and I think this team's gonna respond well.
Thank you.
Ken, go ahead.
Kalib, I'm just going to ask you about, you had a sack, 6-yard loss, you forced a punt in the early third quarter. What was it challenging to put pressure on the Tarleton quarterback?
They identified, where we were coming from. They slid this protection, the way they slid pretty well. That sack in particular, that wasn't me. That was Eric Ford. He opened it up for me there. But they did a good job identifying where we were pressured from.
And Andon Thomas had 14 tackles on the day. Your co-captain. Tell us about his game.
Yeah, he truly believes that your love for your brothers is your proximity to the football when the whistle blows, and obviously you showed that tonight with flying around to the football and making plays. And super proud of him. I know he's going to do that all year for us, and we're going to make sure we knock the run down moving forward, and you're going to see a lot more of that.
Just ask Noah, you had 6 catches on the day, and you're also connecting with Dwayne on the pitch play very effectively at times during the game. How do you build on that?
Just watch film, just continue to worked and what didn't work, and you know, just continue to build that chemistry, and you know, just try and take all the positive that we can.
Kalib, just as a captain, what do you say to your team?
You know, I mean, we know how to win. Like, Army football knows how to win, right? So, I think moving forward, like Noah said earlier, you know, we just got to respond, and you know, we got to bring our lunch bucket on Sunday and get back to work. And you know, that's watching film, that's in the weight room, that's on the practice field. You know, minimizing those mistakes. I mean, if you look at the touchdowns we gave up, you know, one was a free touchdown to them, and the other one was just, you know, kind of a bad call in the red zone, to be quite honest with you. But you know, we just got to, you know, minimize our mistakes, you know, from the top down leadership to the guys on the field. And so we got to do that every day by, you know, hard work, effort, intentional focus, and discipline.
Thank you.